Cows don't have upper front teeth. Instead, they have lower incisors and an upper dental pad, which is made of a thick layer of tissue. Cows, sheep, and goats all have dental pads, which they use with their bottom teeth to pull out grass and also helps them gather large quantities of grass and other plant matter. According to researchers, dead skin cells are the main ingredient in household dust. Humans shed around 200 million skin cells each hour, and they have to go somewhere when we are indoors. And if the idea of skin dust isn't sitting well with you, you should know that a report from the American Chemical Society found that a skin oil called squalene naturally helps reduce indoor ozone levels by up to 15%. Dogs sniff good smells with their left nostril. While dogs normally start sniffing with their right nostril, then keep it there if the smell could signal danger, they'll shift to the left side for something pleasant, like food or a mating partner. We all know that Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, fought for the freedom of slaves and the Union, but what you didn't know is that he was a licensed bartender before he became a president. Lincoln's liquor license was discovered in 1930 and displayed in a Springfield liquor store. Other past presidents have often had a close relationship with liquor. George Washington established the largest whiskey distillery, and Thomas Jefferson brewed his own beer. But Abraham Lincoln was the only licensed bartender. Since turtles don't have vocal cords and their ears are internal, scientists believed that turtles were deaf and didn't communicate through sounds. But research has found that turtles actually communicate at an extremely low frequency that sounds like clicks, clucks, and hoots that can only be heard through a hydrophone, a microphone used underwater. These sounds even come from the egg before the turtle hatches. Researchers hypothesize that this helps all the turtle siblings hatch at once. When Pharaoh Ramesses IV of ancient Egypt died, he had his eyes replaced with small onions when he was mummified. This was done because the rings and layers of onions were worshipped by ancient Egyptians, as people thought they represented eternal life. This also aligns with the reason for mummification, to allow the pharaoh to live forever. Can you imagine seeing a bee cruising by your airplane window on your next flight? Yes, they may pay you a visit while you're flying really high in the sky, since a new study suggests that bees might be capable of such high altitude flights. Scientists have found that alpine bumblebees, which live at high mountain elevations in particular, can fly higher than 29,525 feet above sea level. This is even higher than Mount Everest, the tallest mountain in the world. Your brain synapses shrink while you sleep. Researchers at the University of Wisconsin-Madison Center for Sleep and Consciousness studied mice to observe what happens to their brains while they sleep. The results found an 18% decrease in the size of synapses after a few hours of sleep. No need to worry though, this nighttime brain shrinkage actually helps your cognitive abilities. While it may seem like all the pyramids are located in Egypt, another African country, Sudan, actually has more pyramids than any country in the world. Not only does Sudan have more pyramids than Egypt, but the numbers aren't even close. While at least 118 pyramids have been discovered in Egypt, Sudan has more than 250 pyramids. Shortly after his death in 1955 at Princeton Hospital in New Jersey, Albert Einstein's body was illegally autopsied at the hospital. Einstein's eyeballs were then given to Henry Abrams and is now preserved in a safety deposit box in New York City. Abrams was Einstein's eye doctor and he received the eyeballs from Thomas Harvey, the man who performed the autopsy on Einstein and illegally took the scientist's brain for himself for proper scientific research. Some wild boars wash their food before eating it and can discern clean and dirty food items. National Geographic reported that at Basel Zoo in Switzerland, zookeepers watched adult and juvenile wild boars pick up sandy apples and bring them to a nearby creek in their environment to wash before eating. Though some items like sugar beets were eaten without the human-like behavior, the boars brought a whole dead chicken to the creek to wash before eating. The cornea is one of only two parts of the human body without blood vessels. The cornea is the clear part of the eye that covers the pupil and other parts of the eye. Cartilage and the cornea are the only types of tissue in human body that do not contain blood vessels. Throughout history, our world has been ruled by several empires which had a lasting influence on civilizations as they rose and collapsed. From the Mongol Empire's union of the East and West to the Ottomans' widespread influence, these empires quickly changed the path of human history and left a deep and enduring mark. But when it comes down to the largest empire in the world, the British Empire takes the crown. This is broadly based on land masses, population size, and the number of years in which it was active. The British Empire was the most powerful in the 1920s, when it controlled 23% of the world's population and approximately 13.7 million square miles of territory, or nearly a quarter of the Earth's land area. In 1928, bacteriologist Alexander Fleming left a petri dish in his lab while he was on vacation, only to return and find that some of the liquid around the mold had killed the bacteria in the dish. This became the world's first antibiotic, but before naming it penicillin, he called it mold juice.